Hello, it's a slightly later one tonight. I had the kids while Mrs. Sheepdog went for a run, and the whole thing just kind of took way longer than it probably should have done. Boo Boo would not go to sleep. Bosco has lost his second tooth at the front, so he's got two gaps now, where he only had one yesterday. So I had to talk him through the whole tooth fairy shenanigans and convince him to go to bed, and he's left a little sweet out for her to eat. Bless him, he's funny. But yeah, I just thought today's video, I over promising about stuff has caught up with me a bit today. I basically, without really thinking about it, agreed to do the MGPX live at EGX show, which is basically a panel where me, Kev, Pab and Bouncy as a special guest are going to do a live podcast together on stage at EGX. I got an email today going, you haven't told us your brief, you haven't sort of explained who's going to be there, you've not done anything yet. And I was like, oh, poop. I told him I'd get that done by the end of last week, so I had to kind of write up a bit of a blurb just saying, you join us at MGPX Live, at EGX, blah, 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 blah. They've asked us whether we have any idea of what we're doing, and we're kind of like, it's just going to be like a live version of the podcast. But I'm thinking, we can't do a live version of the podcast on stage in front of however many people turn up. Like, yeah, if we could guarantee that loads of our followers would turn up and watch it, it would definitely relax things, but they're talking as though it'll be lots of other people as well. They're expecting it to be relatively busy in there, and I'm thinking, crikey, okay, I'm kind of used to sort of maximum 100 people perhaps, but we'll see what happens. We've got to think of a show now, and I have absolutely no idea. In the past we've done like best game of all time, or just talked about gaming, or our gaming histories, or whatever. But if you're at EGX, you kind of got to keep it new, haven't you? People are there to see new stuff, and I'm thinking, I don't know, games we're looking forward to that are coming out. We did that once years ago. I picked some random ones, many of which turned out to be a bit of a dud, but I don't know, that's the best idea I've had so far, and I had that on the cuff just then. Everything else I've run through has been a terrible idea that I've not liked the thought of at all, and haven't looked at any further. I'm sure Kev's probably got ideas, and Pab's probably got ideas, and Bounce's probably got ideas, and between us we'll come up with something. But at the moment, I'm just petrified that we've agreed to do this live performance. I mean, Kev's got it worse. He had to kind of cobble together a Football Manager one off on the fly. I think his has been more successful because he's got other names in. I'm at the point where I'm thinking, do we just lie and say we're going to get somebody famous to turn up with us, and then at the last minute say they cancelled, and just go, sorry, that's going to be my other plan. My plan was going to send him a note just saying join us, and I don't know, Chris Akabusi, the runner, and then just say that he cancelled at the last minute. But I don't think that plan's going to work, so we won't do that. I've also made, not a mistake, it's a good thing I've done, and I'm glad I've done it, but we got an email from work the other day asking us if any of us wanted to take part in a fundraiser they're doing. And Mrs. Sheepdog said to me, yeah, go on, it'll be fun, you'll love it. And I didn't respond straight away. I thought, I'll see how I feel, so I didn't respond. And it was going around in my head constantly. And then I got into work on Monday, and about 3 or 4 people had said, yeah, I'll do it. And my boss said to me, are you gonna join anyone? She didn't even ask me directly. She just says, is anyone else interested? And it was silent for a good 5 seconds before I just was like, yeah, I'll do it. And it was like an out-of-body experience. I said it, and then I thought, wait, what? It was like, did I just, it was like, did he just say he'd do it? Pointing at myself, have I just agreed to do this? What have I just agreed to do? Why did I agree to do it? So, yeah, I'm on board. But what it is that we've got to do, and part of me feels guilty because it's not as bad as it could be. We're doing a charity sleeping rough thing, where you basically get a cardboard box, you take your own sleeping bag, and you just kip out in the rough for a night. Now, there's lots of pluses and minuses to this as to why it's a bit scary, but also not too bad. you know, and the fact that it's for charity is a big deal. I feel guilty about it though, because you don't actually sleep out in the street. There's some sort of rule in place that it's too dangerous to get, let's say it's 100 people take part. It's too dangerous to let 100 people just go out in the street and lounge around in boxes and in sleeping bags. Apparently they did that, and people got urinated on, and people got hurt, and people got in trouble. And that's horrifying, not because people who do it, or people like me, could get hurt. It's horrifying because whoever did the urinating and the abusing thought these people were homeless. And that's insane. And I'm not going to go on some moral, like, you know, outrage on my video about it exactly, but I feel like already I've not even got into it, and I'm already learning how ridiculous this is. So it's already made me feel like it's a you know, I already thought it was a worthwhile cause, but even then I was like, my God, I feel so bad that we're being mollycoddled in this kind of, you can sleep in, it's basically a stadium, so it's still going to be -2, you're still going to have a box, you're still going to be expected to just endure it for the night. But I feel like a monster because we're basically going to finish at whatever time in the morning, and that's us done. My boss isn't helping because he said he did it last year, and whilst he said it was difficult and it was eye-opening, he said once he got comfortable in his sleeping bag, he started to get too hot, then he stripped off a bit, and then he slept so well that I had to wake him in the morning to tell him it was time to go. And I'm thinking, it's not supposed to be enjoyable. I don't want to have the best night skip I've ever had. I want to be tormented. I want to feel like I've endured something. Mrs. Sheepdog's doing a half marathon, and she's, you know, put lots of effort into training for it. My effort for training for this is basically have a kip. I mean, I feel like a monster, but equally, I feel like hopefully I'll raise a lot of money for this charity. I'll raise a lot of money to combat homelessness. I feel like it's already made a difference because it's made me realise how much nonsense people have to put up with when they sleep on the streets. You know, there's not much between a normal person going about their daily lives with a job and whatever and ending up homeless. There's only a couple of things can go wrong before we're all in that position. So I'm acutely aware of that, and I feel like I've learned a lot already in the day that I've been kind of talking about it and looking at it. But I don't know, I feel like it should be fun because there's going to be colleagues there of mine, and we're going to have a night doing it. I'm going to record while I'm there. I've asked whether it's against the rules for me to bring my phone and that and just do a bit of recording. You know, I feel a bit of a monster for doing that. I feel like the fact that I'm going to be sitting there filming it, it's not for any kind, I mean, I don't have any, you know, income out of this. I'm not exactly monetizing it, and if I was, anything I made from it I'd put into that. Do you know what I mean? It's not, I'm not doing it for that. I'm just doing it because I do my daily vlog, so I'm going to be there from an evening till the next day. I might as well do a vlog on it. It's a good way of raising awareness. But I feel like we're very coddled, and it's made me feel bad. It's made me feel guilty for being fine, basically. And again, that's not me complaining that I feel guilty. It's me acknowledging that doing this isn't even going to be half as bad as what the people who have to do it all the time and don't have a choice about it have to endure. I am like, why did I signed up for it without thinking about it. I signed up for EGX without thinking about it. I'm very much in this crazy, why do I keep putting myself up for things? It's been so busy lately. And I think Mrs. Sheepdog's guilty of this too. We both have been signing up for stuff and doing stuff and trying to stretch ourselves, when actually we could probably do with just having a normal come home from work, make dinner, watch telly, go to bed. We were in that routine. I think we were happy and comfortable, everything was good, and then we've agreed to a load of stuff, gone on holiday, and when we've got back, we're like, oh man, we're tired. I'm so tired. And every day I'm thinking, I'll have a kip or whatever, and I'm like, nope, that's not working. So it's just been funny. I've been like looking at it all thinking, what have I got myself in for? I really hope that the other guys have come up with an idea for the EGX event, because at the moment I feel like that could go really wrong. But on the plus side for that, we get entry into EGX included in the fact that we're doing it, so that means that I don't have to worry about applying for the ticket. The weekend, the night in the cold, I mean, it should be interesting. It should be eye-opening. I'm hoping you guys will enjoy the content, me suffering in the cold. Hopefully it is a sufferingness, not madly. I don't want to end up with like my arm cut off, but hopefully it's grueling enough to be entertaining and equally to be eye-opening or something. I just think, yeah, why did I say yes? Why? I wish I thought things through more before I agreed to do them. But yeah, I mean, you'll see how it goes. It's not until the 9th of November, so I've got September and October to practice sleeping in. EGX is September, so that's the more pressing one. I think it's September 22nd or 23rd, so that's more pressing. Sorry, Lamp Up's waving at me out in the corner. Night. But yeah, that's two things in the space of a couple of weeks that I've agreed to do, and I'm thinking, what else am I going to end up shooting myself in the foot with? I've agreed to go away with my mates in February for a weekend away, which is a completely different thing. Again, it's not obviously hard work. That's more fun. We don't know where we're going yet, but it means that, I said before, coming back from a holiday, there wasn't much to look forward to. Now I've got, you know, Boo Boo's birthday at the weekend, I've got EGX, I've got the Sleep Out, there's Comic-Con in October, there's Christmas in December, everybody's birthday's little in between that, and the lad trip in February with my mates, which should be fun. So yeah, I'm busy. I feel like when I say yes to things like this right now, I'm like, whee! When they come, I panic, and then when I'm doing them, they're fine. I know some people watching will know exactly what I mean about that. I'm terrible. I did it even tonight. I panicked my head off because my plan was to bring the kids home, sort them out for bed, feed Boo Boo, and that was it. And then it turned out they hadn't eaten their dinner at nursery because they didn't like it, and I had to feed them dinner, and all my plans went out the window about other things, and I was just like, ah! But actually doing it, we had a great night again. My brain's my enemy, I think. It doesn't think things through, and then when it realises the weight of what's before me, it panics like a maniac, and then the ordeal is nowhere near as challenging as one would have expected. I'm a monster. I'm an idiot, basically. I'm doing it at the moment because I've got my second jab on Friday, and I'm petrified about that because even though I've already had it and I know it's not a big deal, I'm petrified about the thought of having an injection. And it's like, argh. I need to learn some mind control, some self-control. And I don't mean like meditating or breathing. I just need to cage the stupid monster in my head and say to him, shut up, we know it's fine, let's get on. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I've been trying out the phone tripod in front of me while I'm on a chair, and I'm hoping that works. It took ages to get the lighting lined up. Every time I put it behind, I had a big square over myself, so I'm hoping this isn't too bad. But if there's any problems, let me know and I'll tweak it for next time. But this seems nice and simple otherwise. I'm gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.